Hi, I'm Regan Smith, a three-time Olympic medalist in swimming and world record holder. Be sure to tune into my live interview with acclaimed radio host Stephen Cuoco on 98.5.
Hey, what's up? My name's Grant Kanoki. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, and artist, and you're listening to Power 98.5.
Hey, everybody, this is Nick Mayhew, three-time gold medalist and three-time world record holder, and you're listening to Power 98.5.
We don't play the social game. We are social. Power 98.5. You're listening to Power 98.5, powered by United Angels Dream, your number one resource for public relations, entertainment, and multimedia. Contact them today at unitedangelsdream.com.
Hi, this is Dan Aykroyd. He's progressive. He's beautiful. He's thoughtful. He's intelligent. He's powerful. He's positive. He is Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio.
Empowering listeners from the US to the UK. Live on air with Stephen Cuoco.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. You are live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio. We want to thank to all of our listeners out there, our loved ones and supporters, from friends to family. Thank you. Thank you for downloading the iOS and Android app. We have acquired record numbers recently, which is impressive. As you all know, our reach is in 200 countries now. We stream live on Streamitter, Streama, Live FM Radio, one of my favorites, MyTuner. But once again, we always would like to have you home with us here on the iOS or Android app. You can go ahead and get that, power985.com or power 98.5. We're also available on Alexa. Tune in, listen anywhere in your vehicle, anywhere in your home. I have several Alexas around in my house, so they are conjoined as one, so we can have that stereo feel around here, and it's very exciting. And always, if you have any questions or comments, head over to power985.com. Click the bottom tick in the bottom right-hand corner. Send us any questions. Share us, your thoughts. If you'd like to be a guest on any show, whether it be live on air with Stephen Cuoco, we've also got Catherine Swain with Catherine and Company. We've got Alicia Pazzoni with Resilient You with Alicia Pazzoni. And let me tell you, with Lady T with Torrelia Hoskins. So you won't be bored. We've got a flavor and flair for everyone here, and through anything that interests you, from health to wealth to finance to entertainment and sports. We've got it ready. I've got a special guest. I want to give a big shout out to Erica Wright for setting this up. We've got Regan Smith. After a successful year at Stanford University, world record holder, 2020 Tokyo Olympic triple medalist, all right? And keep in mind, she's 20 years old. And 2029 and 2022 World Championship gold medalist Regan Smith announced that she will become a professional and train professionally under Coach Bob Bowman in Tempe, Arizona. Regan, welcome to the show.
Hello, Stephen. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me on.
I wanted to have a different intro, a different vibe. You're very, very welcome, and thank you for being sitting with us here on Power 98.5. And it's a pleasure to see what you're doing. You didn't just do this at 20. You've been at this for a really, really long time. Take us back to where it began. Why swimming? And this wasn't your first career of choice, was it?
Yeah, I love swimming so much. It's been something I've been doing for over half my life. I grew up playing a lot of different sports, but I can thank my older sister Brenna, for getting me into the sport of swimming. She did middle school swimming, and I wanted to be just like her. And so I begged my parents for weeks and weeks and weeks to put me in club swimming, because I had been doing swimming lessons, and I really wanted to take that next step and compete in swimming and be like my older sister. So I have her to thank. And now I'm here, and I was planning on having a collegiate career and swimming for the NCAA, and that ultimately isn't the path that I ended up on, but everything happens for a reason. And, here I am today.
When you went to university, what is your original, what were you doing before swimming or at the time? Because you've got more of a back end story than what most people may not realize.
With my swimming at the collegiate level?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I went to school, I attended Stanford University. I had so much fun with it. It was a really great experience. And I started my freshman year after I went to in Tokyo last year. And, it was a really hard change for me, and it was a big change in training for me. And so, I just had to think, a lot about what I, wanted in my career in swimming in the future, the order of, like if I wanted to get my degree now and then, do my professional career after. But ultimately, I realized, you have such a short window as a professional athlete, and I really just wanted to capitalize on that right now. And, I know that college will ultimately be there for me forever, but I'm not going to be, in the same shape forever. So those were kind of my thoughts before college, and, going into it. And that's kind of how I ended up here now.
You've got Bob Bowman, a huge ally now in your corner. He's going to help train you, get you. I mean, like you've accomplished so much. I would say maybe superior, gold ready. There's additional accolades that we know you're going to win. What is the mission now? You've got a lot that's been accomplished. Very, very young, 19. You're 20 years old now. What's the vision with Bob Bowman? What do you plan to accomplish and set when it comes to your narrative and context, Regan? What will the world know you by with working with Bob?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question. I couldn't be more excited to start working with Bob. He's a wonderful guy, a great coach. And I've heard so many wonderful things about him over the years. We've started to build a great relationship, and he has, a wonderful track record. He has a great reputation. He's coached so many greats in the sport of swimming, and I'm just really excited to take my swimming to the next level with him. I've always, as I said, I have such a strong love for swimming. It's my biggest passion in life, and I'm really, really looking forward to, have the time to be able to go all in with swimming. I love school, and school is important to me, but I'm really, really thankful right now that I just have the opportunity to really just put all of my time and energy and focus into swimming and be the absolute best I can be. And I think that him and I as a team are going to do some really special things. And I'm really excited to just really put my head down in swimming, work very hard, make him proud, make myself proud. And, I'm really excited for what the future has to hold with the partnership that we're forming here. And I'm just really excited.
You had said, I'm entirely confident that Bob's leadership and training will have me exactly where I want to be for Paris 2024. Tell us more.
That is true. Yeah. So, as I said, Bob has such a wonderful reputation. He was Michael Phelps' coach. He's coached so many, world and Olympic champions, and he just has such a great reputation. He knows so much. And so, with him, I just think, we formed a great relationship, and I think he really knows how to train me, how to push me to the next level. And, ultimately we have 2 years until the Paris Olympic Games, and I've never felt so motivated in my entire life. And I think that I have a lot to give in this sport, and I have a lot left in my tank. And I'm really just excited to see what I can do under him. And my ultimate dream, is to win an Olympic gold medal. I was pretty close last year, and I fell a bit short. Still extremely proud to come home with 2 silvers and a bronze. But, as I said, I just think there's more to my story, and there's more left in the tank. And I think that Bob is, the best person to bring that out in me. And so I'm very, very thrilled to be with him.
Once you do obtain your gold, we know you will. It's true. What do you think is going to be next? Do you have an idea or a thought of, not to go too far into the future or to be too presumptuous, Regan, but is there more? Is it 1 gold? Is it 3 golds? Is it more than just the gold that you see?
Oh gosh. Yeah. I mean, it's my ultimate dream for sure. And beyond that, my ultimate goal, along with, a gold medal, is just to continue loving the sport. It's such a big part of my life, and the last thing that I want is to, somehow develop a negative relationship with it if I succumb to, the pressures that come with performing at a high level or whatever it may be. So, I'd love to just keep performing as best I can at a high level, and whether that's, 1 gold or 10 golds, I don't know, but I just want to walk away from this sport, however far in the future that'll be. But I just want to walk away from the sport feeling very proud of myself and knowing that I put everything and then some into my training and into my competitiveness and my drive. I just want to walk away knowing that I left everything in the pool and just be proud of myself. No matter if I get 1 gold, 10 golds, or ultimately no golds. I just want to walk away feeling very proud of myself. And again, I wish I knew, the longevity of this, but I'm really just excited to kind of take things day by day and week by week with Bob, and just take things slow, but hopefully have a really long and happy future with this sport.
We have a great idea, Regan, of how Bob is going to teach you and what we could potentially see or hear from behind the scenes, if not now, then eventually, what your experience, both of your experiences, will be like at that time. Is there something that you can share with us now that you've either learned or been inspired by with Bob personally, or something that's influenced you that you are just absolutely ready to surrender to these teachings and these insights and what he potentially has in store for you, and know and feel confident of how much of good hands you're in?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's funny. It's great timing that you say that. I have a call with them later in the day today, and as we were preparing for our call, we were texting back and forth a bit this morning, and he sent me this great podcast, and it was an episode all about, learning to be courageous and yet vulnerable with yourself, and learning to put your feelings out there and not be afraid to dream big, but to, be wise with yourself and be smart and grow as a person ultimately. And that was it was so deep to me, and I'd never, learned lessons like that from a coach. I feel like those were things, that I had maybe learned in school before from my parents or something like that. And, from a coach, I would just get like, hey, like, here's your swim practice, like, go train. And here's like the plan that I have for you in a race. But Bob, I really appreciated how he already has gone very above and beyond and has sent me some really thoughtful pieces on, how to grow myself with my courage and with my vulnerability and with my strength mentally, because that's something that, I've sort of struggled with in the past. Mental toughness can be very difficult in the sports world. And so I appreciate him being proactive and sending me some things that can, really help get me jump started before I start training with him here starting in mid-September. So it was just something that I really appreciated. It was very mindful and thoughtful on his part, and it just made me very, very excited, even more excited to begin working with him.
When we consider mental health, and I can't claim, I doubt a lot of us cannot claim what an Olympian and Paralympians of what you go through as a professional and up and coming, how and what you, the pressure that is on you. And it's not talked about a lot. It's talked about, when you have your highs, and then when professionals like yourself, Regan, have the lows, when you've got your wins, and, when you're having, your People magazine feature and you're on a cover because there's an exclusive to this, to where, they want to highlight, or somebody may want to highlight something in addition to your swimming career and your medals. Can it be very lonely? What is the dialogue like? What is the emotion like behind the scenes? Are you able to share with us of, once again, what's really not talked about when it comes to the mental health and what you have to go through from training to winning?
Absolutely. Yeah. Things can be really tough. And it bums me out so much that mental health, despite it becoming, more prevalent in the media and it being more talked about, I still feel as though, it can remain taboo in some people's eyes. And so it's really important to me to, have more of those conversations and be more open about how I'm feeling mentally. It's so important to me. So thank you so much for asking that. And I was lucky, growing up, most of my meets, my competitions, I was just having personal records at every single meet I went to. And for most of my swimming career, I didn't face that much adversity, which I recognize I was very fortunate to feel that. And the year before COVID in 2019 was one of, I think it was the best year of my swimming career. And I broke 3 world records in the 100 and 200 meter backstroke, and then in the medley relay as well. And that was just only 7. It was a spectacular year for me, but at the same time, it was the year, right before COVID, right before everything was put on hold. And so here I am. I had that great year in 2019. I felt like I was on top of the world. I felt so excited for the Tokyo Olympic Games the following year, where I was at that point favored to, win gold medals. And then, with COVID, bam, everything gets put on hold. And it was very difficult for me to deal with as a then 18-year-old in 2020, to have everything put on hold. The hype kind of building around the Olympics just because it was pushed back in a year. And so the hype just had 365 more days to kind of build up and escalate. And I really honestly crumbled under the pressure a lot, just because I was considered the favorite going into Tokyo, that I was going to win gold medals because I was the world record holder, the current world record holder. And I honestly really crumbled under the pressure. I really struggled to perform in practice and to perform in meets all throughout 2020 and early 2021. And I feel like I just didn't know who to talk to or how to talk about it. And it just was really very difficult for me. And it took me until after the Olympic Games last year, when I ultimately didn't win gold medals because, I wasn't ready, prepared mentally. I couldn't feel confident in myself. And then B, physically, I just wasn't quite there. And it was really hard to deal with because I just thought to myself, like, oh my goodness, like I was the favorite and I blew it. It's like that's how I was feeling going into it. And it just took a lot to realize that, it's important to be proud of yourself no matter what, and really work hard to not let external words or feelings get to you, and just to try your best. And, after that, I realized that it takes a village to keep you sane mentally and feeling strong mentally. And so I really, I had some good conversations with my parents and those closest to me. And, I got in touch with a great sports psychologist from the United States Olympic and Paralympic Training Center. And I've been, working with him ever since. And it's definitely an ongoing battle for sure. There are some times where I feel, far more confident and sure of myself mentally than others. But it's definitely, a block that I'm chipping away at and really working to not perfect, but definitely improve upon. And I just feel better because I know that I'm not alone. I know that these feelings are shared by millions of other athletes in this country and across the world. And I find a lot of comfort in that, knowing that, my feelings are shared and I'm one of many, and that, we're all stronger together ultimately. And, as I say all this, I'm still a work in process and I'm still learning, and maybe my feelings about all this are going to change in a year from now, but that's really my stance in it right now and where I'm at in my career right now. But I'm excited to continue to work on my mental health and be proactive about it, and, try to get ahead of things before, I start to crumble under the pressure again, because it's gotten to me once, and I really just want to try my very best to not let it get to me again, so I can, really perform to the best of my ability.
I believe that you can definitely share a very objective yet subjective thought and advice on what I'm about to ask you, Regan. You shared that you went and you're speaking or have spoken to a sports psychologist. When we think about mental health and, in a climate of heightened emotions or fight or flight, or, maybe being concerned about, a certain stigma to psychology or psychotherapist, or, oh, I'm seeing a counselor or someone, it can put someone on read, more often than not, consciously and subconsciously, and keep a person in fight or flight. Just so you know, I have a background working in mental health as a grief counselor. And I can honestly say, I've gone in and, I've shared advice, not psychologists aren't for everyone, but I'm not, saying not to have one. But let's say if there's an athlete, man, woman, it doesn't matter who they are, no matter what level, what age they're at. And they're concerned because whether it's a religious decision, or maybe it's from environment of like, oh my God, this person's going through a lot, and they have such not such a positive thought to what a mental health coach or a psychologist or somebody can offer. What would you recommend so that they don't have to stay silent? What would you think to do, whether it be yourself, if you didn't go to a psychologist, or, what would be the alternative from either a personal experience or maybe somebody that's close to you, so it doesn't get too far to where the person ends up collapsing and debilitating to a point to where they're incapable to move forward, to do what they do best, and to live by what they love to do?
Absolutely. That's a really great question. And I have a few ideas from personal experience, and I recognize that this isn't, one size fits all. So take what I say with a grain of salt, but this is what's worked for me in the past before, I realized that what was best for me was speaking to a professional. But so I'm very thankful that I have a very, strong relationship with my parents and my siblings, just my family in general. And so I really got comfortable really being open and honest with them about my feelings about swimming. And, as family members who want nothing more than what's best for me and love and support me more than anything in the world, it was very difficult for them to hear. And, that's the last thing they want to hear, that their loved one is struggling. But I was open with them and I was honest with them about my struggles, and they built a support system around me. I knew that I could always go to them if I was really struggling about something, and I could, really have open and transparent conversations about them, about my feelings and what was going on in my head. And so I found that really helped me a lot, just really opening up and being vulnerable with my family and those closest to me about what I was going through, because I had felt for a long time that it was just important to look like nothing could shake me as an athlete, like my competitive drive just, made me unwavering, and I never got nervous, never got scared to compete, never thought that I, was going to lose or something like that. But in reality, I was able to get past that and be like, no, I'm ultimately a human being. I'm not just some athletic machine that just doesn't have any feelings and doubts about themselves. So it was important for me to realize that. And once I did, I found that my family was a great support system. And another thing that really helped me, and I actually learned a lot of this during my time at Stanford, I took a class in the spring that was all about meditation. And I kind of, I'll be honest, I was ignorant towards meditation. So I kind of thought it was silly. And I was like, oh, I just feel like meditation won't really work for me. I don't know. But I was like, sure, I'll give it a try. And I learned so much. I learned so much about being present with yourself. I learned so much about how we as human beings were always worried about what's next, and we're never focused on, what's happening in the moment that we're in right now. Right now it can be so easy to be like, oh, what are my plans for Saturday night going to be like? I just need to start thinking about that. And what I learned in my meditation class was to focus on the now. You don't live in the future, you live right now, and you can't control what's going to happen in 24 hours from now, let alone a year from now. And you just need to do your best to control what's around you right now. And that was really groundbreaking to me. It's we all know that, but at the same time, we don't really consciously know that. So doing that helped me a lot, or realizing that helped me a lot, because I can tend to ruminate about things that are happening in the future and become kind of a worrywart. And so that really, really helped me stay in the moment, and just being in tune with my breath. If things get really hectic and I'm feeling stressed, I learned from that class to, just stop and slow down for a second, really draw your attention back to your breath, just calm yourself. And it can even just take 60 seconds of your time to just really focus on your breath and come back to reality. and get out of your own head, because your head can be your best friend, and it can also be your worst enemy depending on, what state of mind you're in. So those are some things that really helped me, and they seem very simple, but they're very difficult, honestly, for me to figure out. And so I applaud anyone who is open with their family or is willing to try new things, be vulnerable with their loved ones, or be open to things such as like meditation or yoga, etc., things like that. So those things have really helped me, and hopefully what I've just said can help even one person out there.
One of the most valuable points that you have made is breath is everything. I don't know if you've ever heard of transcendental, if that's how you say it, meditation, but it's about breathing focus or focused breathing. And when someone is in fight or flight, very shallow breathing happens. So if for no other reason that, whether it be you, Regan, or anyone that or even when you're out and about, listen to your fellow women and men, whether in this, sport of swimming or otherwise, how are they breathing? And the best thing of it is, create a good distraction or an awareness, or what I like to say, an awakened moment, and be like, is everything okay? Because normally, even if you don't see the chest movements or the stomach movements, you can tell even by a way a person speaks or how they're standing, or in body language, how they are breathing. So with that, I have a very strong feeling, Regan, that you're going to offer a lot of comfort. You're going to be an exceptional advocate and ally to other people by being a mirror image, a mirror of self-reflection, and to be able to remind people to stop and pause and to consider, what are you feeling? What are you thinking? How are you breathing? And that is, I work with Jamal Hill, who's an extraordinary Paralympian, and breath, especially in your sport, is everything, because you're trained, and you have to be trained, and you have to be aware. It is something that is continually a conscious matter and a form of being. And I'm going to honestly say you're in a position, and others that are like you in a world of the sport of swimming, is breath is essential for everything that you do in and out of the pool. So with that, I would say to all your fellow swimmers, check in. And even if you don't say anything, just observe the breath.
That's wonderful. I completely agree with that.
You had said, at this time, I'm postponing my college degree to maximize my athletic, competitive window, and could not be more excited for this journey. When we think about your degree and your college education, there has been shifts beyond compare. People who've graduated from college, community college, university, those that had started were not able to finish because of the pandemic. What would it be? Are you at peace knowing that this is a decision you're making? Do you feel, Regan, that you're not going to lose sleep over this, and that no matter what happens, that you do have all the time in the world to either go back to university and finish to get your degree? Or are you happy that no matter where God, the universe, all the above that has for you and in your future of this sport, are you happy to know that what you've accomplished so far in college is more than enough, that it gives you that incentive that you are not having and won't have an experience of a loss to your education?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely all of the above to what you said, and with regards to, my feelings about everything. So, I just, what I want, when I'm older one day, when I'm retired from swimming, when school's, a very distant memory, I just don't want to have any regrets about anything. And, so going to college was really important to me, and, getting that experience, doing the collegiate swimming was very important to me. It was something that I had watched on TV forever growing up, and I had a lot of role models in the sport of swimming who went through college swimming freshman through senior year. And so I really wanted to try it and, see what it was all about. And it was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed it. And so I'm very thankful to say that I have the experience. I've done the college dual meets, and I've done conference championships and then in the NCAA championships. And, because that's not something that, I will be able to do forever, but I'm very thankful that, I had the opportunity to do it for a year. And then moving forward, it was just important to me to weigh, the pros and cons of either, continuing collegiately and getting my degree from the ages, 18 to 22, or, taking a break and, doing things professionally with swimming and then pursuing my college degree after I hung up my cap and goggles. And that was ultimately, the decision that I landed on, just because I think I mentioned this maybe earlier in the interview, but just that, I can always ultimately go back to school and finish my degree. And I'm very thankful for that. I think my brain will be there for a little bit longer than my body will be, with swimming. So, I can always go back to school, but I unfortunately will not always be able to return to the pool in my best shape and in my best form and be able to compete at the highest level. I feel like I have a very short window to be a professional athlete, and I just really want to maximize that. And I think that this is the best choice. The amount of relief and proudness I felt when I came to this decision, I was like, this is the decision that is best for me. And, it might not be the decision that's best for everyone, and I completely recognize that. But for me and for my specific journey, this is just definitely what I want to be doing and what I think is absolutely best for me at this time in my life.
Thank you for that. And it was recently, which is so perfect from what you said to now segue into this. In the news, it was referenced, or you were referenced, Regan, as the new queen of backstroke. What are your thoughts about that?
That's really a sweet thing to hear. Backstroke's always been my best stroke, and I've had some really great performances that I'm very proud of. And again, I think I know that there's more in the tank with me and backstroke, and I hope to continue that legacy and hopefully continue to keep that title for myself. Right? It motivates me to keep being my best and keep having that title to my name. It's really cool.
For those that are tuning in, we've got Regan Smith. She holds the world record in the women's 200-meter backstroke race. She's obtained, you said, 2 silvers and a bronze, Regan?
Yes, yeah.
She is and has been referenced now as the new queen of backstroke. We're going to go down memory lane. I want to take you somewhere. We're going to go together. I'm going to be watching this for the first time, thanks to my team out there in Manchester, UK, and New York for all the hard work that you do in bringing the best. And we're going to listen to the best. We're going to listen to a video audio clip. And I definitely want to find out what your thoughts would be once hearing this. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
The United States.
Well, Regan Smith on the podium in Tokyo and just blitzing this field here in Greensboro as the 19-year-old is just gobbling up the field with a dominant race to take the win by a bundle. 58.69 for Regan Smith. And really the chase was for second all the way, and that'll go to Kobe Melton as Mostek ends up there in third. But both of them and the rest of the field about 3+ seconds behind.
Jason, she was out a second faster than anybody else. That was Melton. She was out 29.5, Smith 28.4. But she came back faster, about 1.5 seconds faster than anybody else. As she goes into that turn, gets deep off that wall. She's so good at getting up underneath that wave those swimmers bring into the wall. And just look at that beautiful stroke by Regan Smith. 58.6, that time right there is the 10th fastest time in the world this year. She already has the second fastest time. That's 57.64. Wow, look at that.
And here's Regan with our Corey Robinson.
Regan, your time was top 10 in the world right now. Dominant performance. What did you think about the race?
I was really happy with that. I think I had a good swim this morning, and I just wanted to clean up some details, and I think I did that, and I'm very pleased with that time.
We saw you in Tokyo, first meet since then. I noticed the rings tattoo on your wrist. Can you just tell me about that experience?
It was a really special experience, something I'm going to remember forever. And what I learned from that meet is just to really enjoy every single race and have fun. And I say that all the time, but it's just important to love what you do. And I think that meet taught me that. So I'm really trying to enjoy every moment that I spend racing.
And what has it been like back being in first meet since then?
Yeah, it feels really great. This is my first meet as a Speedo athlete too, and that feels really special. And I'm really just trying to soak in every moment.
I got to ask you, first year at Stanford, what do you love most about college?
The weather, honestly. It's so sunny there, and I'm really happy every day there, and I'm having a blast. And the teammates, of course, but I come from a cold place, so I'm enjoying the sun.
From Minnesota to California, congratulations.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts?
That makes me laugh. I typically don't listen to interviews of myself, so that was really neat actually to hear that. Yeah, it's special to hear. I think so fondly of the commentators who were really kind to me during that race. Sometimes media and reporters and people like that can be kind of hard, and that can be difficult for athletes to get criticized. But I appreciate a lot of people in the swimming world are very, very supportive towards their athletes and really kind and say a lot of good things about them. And so hearing that positive commentary is really special to me, and it means a lot. And yeah, just overall, that's like a really good memory. So that brought a smile to my face, you playing that just then. So yeah, that was a very pleasant surprise. I didn't expect that you'd do that. So I just really enjoyed that. Thank you.
You're welcome. And it's great to have these little gems and to present them, because it also is a great reminder, not only of who you were then, but how extraordinary of who you are now. And even more, the type of woman, you're a young woman now, but you're still, you're encompassed, you still got that young, vibrant, that child spirit that we all have. I'm 48. I still have it. But just know, like, it's a beautiful moment. It's your moment. And once again, congratulations on everything that you're doing for your own personal success and way of life and mental health, which brings us to congratulations with signing with Speedos and being a Speedo athlete.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Your words were very kind just then, so I appreciate everything you just said so much. And again, thank you so much on Speedo. I've been wearing their brand forever, and so to be partnered with them now, it's been just under a year, and it's been a dream every single moment that I've been working with them. It's been an absolute blast.
What is your advice for hopefuls in swimming?
I would say to find pieces of it that you love and hold on to it. Like my fondest memories in swimming are honestly, a lot of them are at practice when, I'm doing a really hard practice, but my friend says a funny joke to me at the wall during the set. I'm maybe feeling like I'm in a bad place mentally, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like, I don't want to do this. I'm tired. I just want to get out and go home and go to bed. And then my friend says something funny to me, and then everything's better all of a sudden. And I'm just like, okay, let's stay here. I'm having a good time. All right, let's just keep going. And so that's always what I say to people who are getting started. It's like, you're going to meet some really great people in the sport, and you're going to make a lot of good friends, and hang on to them, because those people are going to be your lifeline when things get tough. And it doesn't matter if you're 7 years old just starting out, or if you're 20 and you're wanting to start out. It's like your friends are what's going to take you really, really far in this sport. I can say that genuinely. Many of my very, very greatest friends are friends that I met on my club team, Riptide Swim Team here in Minnesota. And I still keep in touch with them to this day, even though we're all, off doing our separate things now. A lot of my friends are in college, but they are just like my lifelines. I just love them so much, and they're a big reason why I'm still in the sport and still loving what I do. So definitely love your friends in the sport.
Just to let you know, my parents at one time lived near the Mall of America.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My mother was trying to get me out there for the longest time when she was there for a couple years. I know my brother visited twice, but keep in mind, I'm originally from New Jersey, and just in general, I should have gone out there when they were living just to have that experience and that experience with my parents. But definitely I was thinking every time winter came around, I'm like, why would I want to leave Jersey winter to go out to that?
Right. You're exactly right about that. You are missing out there, that's for sure.
No, and I'm not into the snow. Like right now I'm currently in Vegas, but still, even with Jersey, like during the pandemic, I decided to stay back east. And the winters out there have gotten longer. I'm like, there's been like another month and a half added now onto this. Wow. No, thank you. I just don't like winters anymore. Visiting, not even visiting. It's just when you grow up in that environment, like share with me your perspective. Do you still enjoy the snow, winters and all that? Or are you like done with it now?
Oh my gosh. I'm pretty done with it. I like coming back for a week at Christmas, then I can really appreciate it. But the number of mornings I woke up at 4:30 a.m., got in my car, and my car was freezing cold because I had to park outside, and it's in a foot of snow, so I have to scrape myself out. I'm freezing, and then I drive to practice for 5:30 a.m. morning swim practice, and I jump in a cold pool. I do not have words to describe how difficult it was doing that for as many years as I did. And so once I had the opportunity to get out, I was like, I am out of here. I love my family, and so I love coming home. And like right now in the summer, it's wonderful. But oh my goodness, I never want to do that ever again. The 4:30 wake up call when it's pitch black and -20 and there's so much snow on the ground. It was really something else.
That is true dedication. And anyone who is from an area, born and raised in those winter climates, anything early morning, you can't break that chill, even when you have your car running for 5-10 minutes just with that heater on. I mean, that cold hits you.
It's brutal. Oh my goodness.
We've got, okay, so Erica Wright, I consider her a really good friend. You recently attained Erica Wright of Wright Entertainment and Sports as your agent. Erica said, and she wrote, Regan consistently exemplifies every quality of a champion in and out of the water and will be a major asset to any sponsor who is fortunate enough to work with her. What are your thoughts about that?
That means the world to me that she would say that. And I just love Erica so much. I'm so thankful that we're partners and that she agreed to take me on and be my agent, and I could be with her. She's done such wonderful things for me, and I'm very excited for my future with her, just because she's a boss woman and she knows how to get things done. She knows what it takes to be successful, and so being partnered with her, it's very motivating and inspiring to me, and I just know that good things are going to come with us being partners. And again, what she said just like makes me so tickled. She's just a really great person, and so to have her respect and for her to think those things about me is really, really important to me. I can't say enough good things about her, truly.
I have a feeling that, I don't know if you watch CBS Big Brother. I've been watching it for over a decade. So we're going to have a Big Brother moment. I would love to have had you read this, but we're going to have a head of household moment. You just won the competition, and I'm going to be here to read the letter from this special person. And it goes something like this. Regan has always had a remarkably mature connection to her swimming. At every step, she has inherently understood what she needs in order to meet her definition of success. I trust her instincts on this and support her 100%. It'll be fun to watch. And that's from your dad, Paul Smith.
Oh, that's sweet of him to say. My dad, he has been such a great partner in this for me as well. It's awesome, the relationship that we've both formed over swimming. And it's funny because he did not like swimming growing up. He did swimming lessons and he quit, I think, or something, or he used to hide in the bathroom so he wouldn't have to get in the pool. So to see like what he's come, like how things have changed, and the love that he has now for the sport, and the love that he has for me doing this sport, and how much he supports me, it's just incredible. And he has a lot of background in business, and so he has a lot of things to bring to the table for me and in helping me. And he has a great partnership with Erica as well. And so I'm very thankful to have someone so close to me in my life be able to take on a great professional role for me as well. And I trust my dad so much. I respect him so much. And yeah, for him to say those things about me is really awesome, just because, he's known me, obviously my whole life. And so he's seen me grow a lot. And, I hope that I'm, making him proud as I'm growing up and starting to make these, really tough and mature and life-changing decisions that I'm starting to make. I really hope that he's proud of me, and thankful to be working with him.
Oh, we know he is. He wrote that because, and remember, you are a beacon of light. You're even inspiring your own dad from what you shared from his swimming days and, experience. Look what you're doing now. What a touche.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, I'm thankful that I'm able to spin his experience in a positive way, right?
And we've got one more. Regan is a special athlete, and I look forward to helping her work towards her goals in the coming years. She has a clear picture of where she wants to go and how to get there. Having tremendous respect for both Mike Peritato and Greg Meehan, I am honored to build on the strong foundation they have given to Regan, and that's by Bob Bowman.
Yeah, that's wonderful to hear. So, yeah, Mike was my club coach for 6 years, and he just has a wonderful track record as well. He coached Jenny Thompson, who is a 12-time Olympic medalist, and she's just an incredible athlete. And so having the opportunity to be coached by him from ages 13 through 19 was very, very incredible. And I learned so much from him, and he did a very wonderful job with me. I have so much trust in him. I love his training so much. And Greg as well. Greg at Stanford, I've known Greg since I was 15. I've had the pleasure of being on multiple international trips with him, as well as the Olympic Games, before ultimately coming out to campus and working with him. And I just can't say enough good things about Greg either. His professionalism, how much knowledge he has about the sport, how helpful he was to me. And ultimately, when I made my decision to temporarily, give up college and take a break from, getting my degree, it was like I said, it was such a hard decision for me. And, obviously it wasn't what Greg wanted, but what he said to me it meant so much was when he said, Regan, I care about you as a swimmer, but even more than a swimmer, I care about you as a person. And I care about, what's going to make you happy and what's going to make you feel like, you can be at your best. And so when he said that he cared about me more as a person and my happiness than he cared about me as a swimmer, that just meant so much to me. And so I just feel so thankful to have had two absolutely incredible coaches this far in my career, and to add Bob to the list of incredible coaches that I've had the opportunity to be coached by. It's just incredible to me. And I know that I'm gonna do so well under him. I really think I'm gonna thrive, and he respects my past coaches so much, which is so important. It's always great to have a good relationship between all of your coaches, and I couldn't feel luckier, honestly. I know that, I could have very easily have had a harder time through all of this, because none of this was very easy, but I'm just very thankful that the coaches in my life were very professional about all of this and just cared about me through this the most. So just very thankful all around.
What would you like to say to the Regan who's about to embark on building a new advance in an extraordinary life in Arizona?
I would say something similar to what I said in my interview that you played back of me after of winning that 100 back, the interview that I gave there. I would say to soak up every moment. This is a very special time in my life, and being a pro swimmer is something that I'm not going to get to do forever. And, I could get to do it for 2 years or 8 years or anything in between that. But I really want to enjoy every moment, because I think it's going to be, very possibly one of the most special times of my life. And so I want to just take it nice and slow. Don't get too ahead of myself. Do everything I can in the present moment to be my very best and just have a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. And, like on a more fun note, I'm just really excited to have some Arizona sun for a little while. So really, really looking forward to all of it.
And you make it a point that you do value keeping your nails in perfection. I take it even in Arizona, they're still going to be bling blinging?
Oh, absolutely. You'll never see me without a manicure.
The photos that you had sent over and that Erica sent over, I pay attention to details. I'm like, that girl's got her nails done, even in a pool.
Oh, heck yeah. I think, with swimming, it's so fun because, you can't have your hair done because you have a cap on, and you can't really do your makeup. And so for me, it's always been having my nails done and having some cute earrings in my ears. It's like, that's what, distinguishes me from other swimmers, because otherwise we all kind of look similar. We're all wearing caps and goggles and we're all in like similar suits. And so we can all kind of end up looking the same. And so that's kind of how I try to make myself look a little different. I always have a fun color on my nails and have some fun bling in my ear. So that's what I like to do, to have some fun with my appearance in the pool.
And I want to say and give a big shout out and congratulations to you, which I do believe you had a thankful 5 years with Timothy. You had a post back in January, 5-year anniversary.
Yeah, that's my boyfriend. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, you guys look fantastic. And I'm going to honestly say your Instagram is really bright. It's beautiful. I'm loving the ocean water and the colors of the swimwear and what your friends are wearing, and just beautiful, beautiful, fabulous photos and content. So for those who want to find out more and all things Regan Smith, head on over to her Instagram at Regan Smith and add the number 4 to that. Who would you like to give a shout out to, Regan?
I really want to give a shout out to my mom, my dad, and my stepmom, who have unwaveringly supported me through this entire process. I love them so very much. And just throughout this whole thing, they just have said, no matter what, Regan, or no matter what decision you decide, we're going to stand behind you. And I can't thank them enough for their unconditional love and support of me. I feel very, very thankful to have those 3 in my life.
Wonderful. Anything else? Anything that you would like to share, that you would like to plug in? Maybe a TikTok handle, or is everything Regan Smith 4, the go-to over Instagram, since that seems to be the hot spot, the bright hot spot? And you can definitely check out the nails. You can go click that on, and we've got travel, we got swimming, we've got Cameo. You also do Cameo as well, Regan Smith 4.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Oh gosh, no. You've been wonderful, honestly, at asking the most insightful questions, and you've covered my handles. I think most of, not all of my handles are Regan Smith 4. So yeah, that's where you can find me. I love sharing my fun content on a lot of my platforms with everyone, with swimming and with lifestyle. So yeah, thank you so much. You've covered all the bases there. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. And keep the fashion going, because especially from the August 1st, love that hot pink, and that just those colors are stunning on you. Continue because it's, to me, for you, Regan, you're very welcome. It's not loud. It works with your skin tone. It works with your personality. And honestly, if that is your language, your color language, it's perfection.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Yeah, I love expressing myself through color. So I love pink, I love brights, I love neons, and yeah, I love being around the water. So I love incorporating that in my social media as well. I really, social media it's very easy for it to be a highlight reel, and I do definitely share the best photos of myself, but I also really try to keep it real. It's like, that's what I wear. It's like, that's where I love to be. I love being in the water, and around the water, and I love wearing bright swimsuits and bright outfits. And so it's like, if you see me in real life, it's likely that that's what I'll be doing and that's what I'll be wearing.
Love it. Big shout out to Team Speedo, and on your Instagram, 2 silver, 1 bronze, and you will be having multiple golds.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Regan, for being with us here live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio. You have a home here. Always, anytime you want to come back on, please don't hesitate, to reach out to me. You've got my personal and private number now. And even with your coach, if Bob's got any words or encouragement, or if he would like to be a guest, please, by all means, have him reach out to me. Would love to plug him in to talk about and to educate the public, what we usually don't hear, once again, mostly in the media. And I would love to highlight is what it means to be not only a coach, but a representative and an ally for professionals like yourself that are upcoming, established, and are even continuing to evolve and elevate in the industry. Any words of advice and tips and things to help with someone's emotional and mental health, to even just to be inspiring and encouraging. We need that now, ever more than in this time and in this world. People deserve to have hope, and just like the video Bob had shared with you, hope is the most powerful tool that we can have to get us through, and to always be that reminder that is needed when we least expect it.
I couldn't agree more. That was very well said.
Regan, thank you. And thank you to everyone who's joined us today, whether you've tuned in on the iOS, Android app, Alexa, or even on power985.com. Send us a tip, share with us your thoughts. If you'd like to be a guest on any one of our shows, Catherine and Company with Catherine and Swain, Let Me Tell You What Lady T with Torellia Hoskins, Resilient You with Alicia Pazzoni, and Live on Air with Stephen Cuoco. We're going to re-air this episode on Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be August 15th, 2 p.m. We're going to recap and highlight all of the great things of Regan Smith, what she's doing in the world of swimming as a Speedo athlete, having had won 2 silvers, 1 bronze, and there's going to be many gold moving forward. You can head on over to her Instagram, Regan Smith, ReganSmith, and then the number 4. She is doing a cameo. You got cameo.com/Regan Smith 4. Once again, Monday, August 15th, 2 p.m. This episode will re-air on power985.com. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Friend us on your socials and let's connect.